Bitcoin starting off the new year, hitting a new high, a little shy below 46K, about 45,950. We're going to cover in this video Bitcoin, where it's at, where I think it could head to. Are we going to hit that 47 to 51K target that we've been talking about for the past couple months now? We missed it for the tail end of 2023, but it's looking like we could be gearing up to hit it in the first week of January. We're going to cover, if that's the case, what needs to happen. And we're going to cover a good amount of charts to kick off the year. I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. 2024, it's here, and we talked about it for a while, and it's now here, and things are about to get very, very exciting. So we're going to cover a good amount of charts. This is going to be more lengthy than the past updates, but we're going to get into some detail on some things. So first, to start off, we're going to go with bond yields, and then we're going to go into the dollar stock market, the total crypto market cap, the altcoin market cap, Bitcoin dominance, others dominance, go into XLM, XRP, and a couple other altcoins that have been shining as of late. So to start off, bond yields right now, if we go to a weekly chart. So looking at the weekly chart, we had that sell now come back here around November of the past year. We have the TSI getting ready to nosedive below that zero line. We do have like a lighter red MACD printing as we speak, but we do have 3 days and 10 hours left for this candle. And we're at a critical kind of level of support as well too. If we get rejected here and we fall lower, it's likely we're going to come down to this 200 moving average on the weekly chart, which is located around 2.945%. That's the exponential. And then we have the simple around 2.36%. Then if we take this low to the high up here that we had set, it just so happens that the 786 of this broader move here is in line with that exponential 200 moving average there. So if we see more momentum to the downside, that's the target, 2.93% for the bond yield. So let's go to the dollar, because the dollar was in meltdown mode at the tail end of last year. And now we're at to see where it's at now. So let's go to the weekly chart. So we tested and came down to the level that we had said, which was like around 100.5. It was that 200 exponential moving average on the weekly chart. And we had the TSI nosedive and MACD dark red coming down here. And just like the bond yields, we are seeing a lighter print right now, but we got 3 days and 12 hours left for this candle to close. And really, if we were to break below that 100.5 level, we'll come down to this 200 simple moving average around 99. But breaking below there, if we break below that point, that's really going to be the acceleration, parabolic rally of all of crypto. Because this is what we were covering last year, is like when we break above this like 100 level and overshoot, but then come back down through it and start to tank. 2017, massive bull market. 2020, we overshot, came back down below it. 2020 to 2021, massive bull market. And then for 2022, we overshot big time. And now we're at this point where we have seen a rally in crypto because the dollar fell down pretty hard, but the acceleration and the mass market mania melt up across the board where everything's going parabolic is going to come when we break this 1 week 200 moving average, the exponential we've already tested, but breaking the simple one, because that's going to be the overshoot to the breakdown below 100. And we're going to go in melt up mode, because the target for this is all the way down here around 80. And that kind of is in line with what I was thinking, is we're going to see us go lower than these lows here, because these highs kind of matched, but we extended so much to the upside that we're likely to extend a lot lower to the downside. And then this target, even right here around 80, is probably coinciding with this bigger, like decade long trend of this low to the bang money, absolute money, the 786, right to the 786. And so that's what I was going to say. And yeah, so that's where I see the dollar going for 2024. And that's going to be absolutely massive for crypto. Dollar goes down, cryptos go up, vice versa. Then if we look at the stock market is likely going to be rallying big time at that point as well too. On the weekly chart and across all indices, I believe we hit new all-time highs at the tail end of last year. And let's see if we're going to see continuation. If we were to pull down at all in the short term, I want to see us hold this like 15,500. This is the US Nasdaq 100, 15,500 level, because that's the 786 right here of this high down to this low that we broke above. And then if we were to pull back down, this trend line is like coinciding with that 786 as well too. We don't want to break back down below that level right here at the very least. If anything, we wick down, hold that support, and then we start to fire up. That's what I want to see happen. And then I want to see us come up here, test this 1618 breakout extension. We haven't hit it yet, but if we hit it and then we start to melt up above, it's likely we're going to quickly come to this 2618 around 19,520 for the stock market. And that will likely be positive for crypto as well too. We have the momentum, the pink and the is on top of the blue, meaning we're in bullish momentum. Stock RSI crossing up and right where we want to see it. TSI crossed up above the 0 line and we're heading up vertical. So very solid, very, very solid. We could have a great year for the stock market with the data that we currently have, right? And that's doesn't take into account any potential black swans, which I do see some narratives shaping up. And we'll cover that in a different video. So that's why you're going to want to subscribe, hit that notification bell. And this is a monthly chart, by the way, too. As far as that's big. So that's where the stock market's at. If we go to the total crypto market cap, the 12-hour chart, I copied this fractal. Yeah, I copied this fractal from the previous bull market. And that was this fractal right here. I took from this point over here around like late December, and we're matching to a T. Like I think we're like maybe 2 weeks behind in comparison to the 2020 rip. But if I go to the 3-day chart, you can see that we had our sell warnings coming up here, Like I'll copy this exact fractal again like that. And you can see that we're matching up to a T as far as our ascent, kind of the movements here. And like what it's saying is we should have another press up here to around, I think it was around like 2 trillion by, mid-January. And so far, looking at what Bitcoin's done, it's not out of the realms of a possibility here where Bitcoin has that pump up to like 47 to 51K, maybe even a little bit higher, and altcoins really catch up in a big way. And then we have the spot Bitcoin ETF approved. Maybe we see a little last kind of shoot, and then ultimately it's a sell the news type of event. And then everything pulls down. So as long as, that Bitcoin ETF ain't approved, I believe the direction is still up until maybe a few days before that decision's made. And that decision is coming up, I think, January 10th. So we got about 8 days left of some action here. So I'm getting ready to strike on this opportunity while it's here and hot. But I'm definitely being cautious because Bitcoin being at 45,500 right now, we're getting close to those targets. And I do think that Bitcoin may need to see a little cool off and a bigger correction to retest some levels before us really going into that all out mania mode. So now let's go so that's the total crypto market cap. But let me go to the monthly chart, because the monthly chart, if I throw on these void lines and I delete this, so the monthly chart is doing something big. Because when these void lines open up like they're opening up right now, like a crocodile mouth, it means we're on the brink of a massive move. And right now we're hugging the top void line. If we see us fire up through 1.8 trillion, we will quickly get to around 2 to 2.2 trillion, because that's where that fib overlap is. That's the 786 of the bull market top to bear market bottom. The 786 is there, but also it's the 3618 extension of this smaller move of this high down to this low. We broke through the 786, immediately shot to the 1618, and we're yet to test this 2618 extension. That's where I think we need to go before any bigger correction. So we still have a bit to go, but a tiny bit to go. We're towing the line here. So it's about maybe 7% more for the total crypto market cap. The top of the void line is coinciding with that too. So once we get to that level, I'm going to start to get a little more cautious. But until then, I believe that's our gravitational point. So that's what I'm targeting for the total crypto market cap. And then we have this trend line coming up like this as well too. And we want to see this hold in the short term. So like it's going to happen this month or by February, us reaching that level, in my opinion, not financial advice. So total 3, the altcoin market cap. If we take a look at the monthly chart there, same kind of deal. We actually tested the 2618 extension last month and we tested it again this month. We have this TSI crossing up, getting ready to go big time. Through that 0 line, MACD, multiple green prints, we're in for a big move. And if I throw and look at the pink crossing through the blue, last time we seen that was back here, June of 2020. That was the start of our big move. And let's measure it out. So it was about 300 days till we hit our top. 300 days till we hit our top. So these next 300 days, this year is going to be a massive year, a life-changing year. And it's very exciting times. We went through the worst of it. We're in the beginning of the fun of it. Just wait until we're in the midst of the mania. Just wait. But this all signs to me that the worst of it's over. And of course, we got to keep our eyes to the streets and the tweets on any black swans. But until then, we'll get a whiff of it beforehand. Trust me. So we're at that 2618 extension and we go to that bonus indicator and we throw on the void lines. And I think we're pressing through the top of the void lines as well too. So just like the total crypto market cap and how we're expecting it to go up there, total 3, the altcoins are already up there. So if the altcoins press up through 540 billion, they're going to spike rapidly and probably come up here to the 3618, but likely the 4236, maybe even an extension to that 786 of the macro move. And that we're going to see altcoins go on a nice rip. That's about 25% to the next target, and then 42 to 46% for the next, and then about 60% for the further target. So we're at this moment where things could get pretty exciting and we could see an acceleration of these altcoins melting up. And then if we look at the others market cap, we go to the monthly chart there, we're probably in the same boat. So let me throw on the 2024 price target simply. And we just been riding this trend line up since October. Look at all these on the 3-day chart sell warnings. Until we get that sell now signal, we're good. We're good. And if we press up, and right now we are pressing up through it, this 3-day candle is right now above this 2618 extension. The next target is the 3618, but likely the 2618 extension 4236 right up here. Our magnet is pulling us up to this level, which is another, 20 to 25% further for these others. So that's where I'm seeing us go before any potential substantial correction, in my opinion. So if we look at the weekly chart, we got the 2618 extending right to there, the purple moving average coming down. We have weekly sell warnings, no sell nows yet. But looking at the previous bull run, when that sell now came in on the weekly chart, it was done. So we're heating up. But once that sell now comes in, that's when I'm very, very cautious and I'll be definitely offloading some of these altcoins. So now let's go to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a hair away from hitting the first target of 47.3K. If we have enough momentum and juice, we can extend to 50K and potentially even 51K. And then we have this trend line like this that we've been holding this whole ride. We've been holding this trend line and we just took out these highs back here. So let's put a micro fib on this high down to this low. We have the 1618 extension on the micro coinciding with the 2618 extension on the medium. And then we have the 2618 extension of the micro up here around 53K, which is kind of coinciding with this 50 to 53K zone. And then we have the 3618 and 4236 up there around 60 to 63K with the 3618 on the medium fib in line with that. And that's kind of a retest of our previous highs over here. So, things can get spicy real quick. And we're about to see the next big move shape up right now. And then on the 10-day chart, Bitcoin has those sell warnings. And look at this fib overlap zone. We have the 47 to 50K. We've been saying it. And the 10-day sell warning we have right here. And there's no sell now yet. The sell now has called both tops of the previous bull runs. And then if we look at the Bitcoin futures chart, there's actually a premium on that. So the Bitcoin futures chart is already trading over 46K. We haven't cracked 46K on the spot exchanges, but there's a premium right now on the Bitcoin futures chart. So very interesting stuff going on. But I think that magnet is pointing us to 47 to 49, 51K, that area. All the targets are screaming it. Even this inverse head and shoulders here, this falling wedge pattern right here, all of it's pointing to that level and we're a hair away. So right now I do see more upside, but we're getting close as far as me getting a little cautious. Then on the Bitcoin dominance, on the daily chart, we do have prepare to buy soon signals. We do have that EMA ribbon flipping red. So if we come up a little bit more, I want to see a rejection at 53%. At the very late 53.28%, that's 786. I want to see us come up to it, get rejected by it, and then all coins to go on a massive rip. We have this trend line coming down like that as well too. We could get hung up at that 53%, but if we have an overshoot 53.28%, we go to the weekly chart and we have that momentum heading down here. And really, if we can break below this 200 moving average on the weekly, which is at 51%. But really, if we can break below the red one here, which is a simple moving average, and get below 50%, then we're going into an altcoin season on a big level, So yeah, the momentum headed to the downside here. We have a rising wedge, targets bringing us down to here around 44%. I think we're gearing up and we're setting the stage for a nice altcoin rally here. We have a two-week sell warning too that flashed in June of last year for Bitcoin dominance. When the sell now comes in, just like back here in 2020, that's when it's the start of the descent of the Bitcoin dominance. And we already broke this micro 786 right here. So coming up to 52.44%, getting rejected, us rolling over, it's spelling a big move for the altcoins. So then let's go to the others dominance. And if we go to the 2024 price template, we broke out of that belly of the beast. We're at the 2618 extension right now. If we can still see momentum to the upside here, we're going to melt up to around 14 to 15% for the altcoin dominance or others dominance top 10. That's our next level. And looking left, we had a lot of action there as well too. Back in the last previous bull market is where we found our kind of top at this level. So I think that's our next spot where we go to. And then if we were to fall, the top of the belly of the beast is where we want to hold. We also have this trend line coinciding with it as well too. So if we do see a pullback, I expect that to be our kind of bounce pad for us to find support and then come back up here. Then if we look at XRP is gearing up. We go to the weekly chart. You can see here that the 1 week stock RSI came down to this 50 line, right? And right now we're hugging it, we're holding it, and it looks like we're getting ready to cross up. That TSI, love to see it. Looks like it's going to cross down and it's starting to curl up and to say nope. And it's going to have a big move. Looking to the past too. Look at the last time we did this action and then we held that 50 line on the stock RSI and we crossed up. We had a nice big move. So I'm expecting XRP to get into the 70 cents range potentially in the month of January here because we're running out of time. We have this trend line coming down like that we're running into right now. And then also we have this kind of shorter term trend line like this. So like this week or next week, it needs to make a decision if it's going to come down, retest back at 57 cents, could even have a wick down to around 54 cents, or if it's just going to fire up. And that's dependent on what Bitcoin's doing, the dollar's doing, and those market drivers. So that's on a bigger scale, but on a daily chart or a 12-hour chart, we're seeing the stock RSI cross up, the TSI is crossing up above that zero line, MACD printing green, that's looking good. Then if we look at the daily chart, we're seeing the stock RSI cross up, MACD starting to go green, TSI crossing up above that zero line. We just need to see follow through. So XRP is looking good. XLM usually falls with it. XLM's at the 786 on a micro scale. If we can break up there, we're likely coming up to around maybe 14 cents. And if we can break through 14 cents, I believe we're coming up to high 16 cents for the next target for XLM. High 16, yep. And then if we take a look at some of these outperforming coins, we got HBAR putting on some big moves today, touching 10 cents earlier this morning. And that's going to be massive because looking to the left, in January or February of last year, that's where we got hung up at February of last year, was where we got hung up around 10 cents. If I go to the Binance chart, so we have more data here, you can see that if we can break above 10 cents, we're getting ready for a good 50 to 100% move out of HBAR. So I'm looking to get greased up on a levy trade on that for sure upon breaking above that 10 cent level and holding as support. So I got my eyes set on HBAR for a nice trade. And then we have that 1 week 200 moving average sitting there around 10.5 cents as well too. So breaking above there, I believe we're going to fire up in a big way. So those are on my radar. Also Avalanche is on my radar because Avalanche against Bitcoin right here, what it did is we broke out above the belly of the beast, came back down. We're holding as support. We have the 1 week sell warning, no sell now yet. So like, if anything, I want to see Avalanche hold its current level where it's at now and start to fire up. It's right above the belly of the beast. We need to hold above this level. If it breaks down below it, I'll probably de-risk a little. As far as I'm talking about a levy trade for my spot holdings, I'm holding on tight. I don't think we've seen where Avalanche is going to go at all yet. But as far as any short-term levy trades, this would be a great level to strike on Avalanche as long as it can maintain it for the Avalanche against Bitcoin above this belly of the beast here. So if you're a Stargate VIP, you have this access to this chart. Throw this up and eye this down, because if it holds this level and it starts to see this momentum kind of pulling up here and we break above 0.001, then that could be a good solid move for Avalanche USD. So that's going to be it, guys. That's the crypto market update. I want to wish you guys a happy new year. I'll be in the Discord greasing it up in Grease City, which you guys, as far as for day trades. Also, too, I'm releasing a bunch more 2024 price prediction videos. We've already done dozens. We got a dozen more coming. So leave a comment for a specific coin you want me to cover, and I'll make sure I do those coins for sure. Also, too, subtle flex, Maxi copy trader, Stargate representing. We're top 10, baby. Top 10 in total P&L, as well as 7-day P&L. We're number 2, baby. We're number 2 in 7-day P&L, and total P&L, we're top 10. And yeah, we're going to be lighting up the day trades in a big way in 2024. But since we're getting close to that target for Bitcoin, I want to be a little more cautious. So I might switch gears and do less of day trading, go back to macro swing trading, peer-to-pair trading, coin to coin. And I think that's how we're going to play it until we see a larger correction come in, or we get a better clarity in the sense of after this Bitcoin spot ETF is approved, what happens. So it's been a nice ride in the month of December. It was killer, and Stargate's getting put on the map. Mexi, we're on the board, baby. We're on the board. So I just want to shout that out. We have copy trader going, but I'm going to be blocking this off for only Stargate VIPs. I just was testing it out. I'm going to be blocking this off. So if you want to get access to copy trader, you want to get access to all our tools here, the templates that I'm talking about, the software, the premium Discord where I'm throwing out trade calls as well too. You want to get access to Grease City, you want to get day trades going, then link in the bio, stargate-ventures.com. We got 70% off for all of 2024. It's 70% off. You pay once, 70% off of that, and you get everything that I just said plus more. So go strike on that. The link is in the bio for that, as well as I'll put the playlist for the 2024 price prediction videos, as well as leave a comment for a coin you want me to do that for, because I'm getting them all done today. So that's going to be it, guys. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the Discord and in the next video.